There are 5 key mistakes that I see new therapists making when opening a private practice. Today's a little bit of a crazy day in my world, driving kids around, having sessions, going back to the office, going back to pick up kids. So I'm going to take you along with me and we're going to go over all 5. All right, guys, mistake number 1 is being too much of a generalist. I know when I first started in my private practice, everybody told me to niche down, and that advice got very old very quickly. And I thought, I'm one of those people that can just like see everyone and it'll be fine, whatever. That wasn't true. When we first started in private practice, we think that the more people that we appeal to, the broader our private practice will be, but it's actually the opposite. So when you are putting out language, whether it's to referral sources or on your website or on social media about how you can help everyone, and you might not even be saying that way, but you might be listing it as like, I help this person and this person and this type of person, all that. The more that you do that, the less people that actually call, because no one is seeing themselves in your content, in the way you're talking about your practice, in the way that you're talking to your referral sources. No one's having something that they can grip onto and say, oh my gosh, that is me. She's gonna get me. So do not be a generalist, niche down. And if you need help with that, I have a niche workbook I'll link below. Okay. I'm headed home to do a couple sessions, finish recording this YouTube video, have lunch with my husband, and work for a few hours before school pickup. The next mistake is assuming that you do not need to follow up with referral sources if you want them to refer to you. So often we assume as therapists that if we meet with someone one time, maybe a school counselor, doctor, lawyer, whatever it is, that they are just going to start sending us clients. And I know I was definitely guilty of this early on in my private practice days. But here's what I want you to remember. It usually takes about 5 points of contact for another therapist, doctor, lawyer, fill in the blank, to start referring to you. That could be going out to lunch with them, it could be sending an email, it could be going for a coffee, it could be sending them a holiday gift or a holiday card, it could be meeting up with them for a walking meeting, could be attending a continuing education seminar with them, it could just be sending an email about an interesting article that you read, it could be sending them a text about an interesting CEU event that's coming up that you think might be interesting to them. Whatever it is, you need 5 points of contact. Obviously, that's an average number in order for somebody to start referring to you. I just got done with 2 virtual therapy sessions from home. Work from home today. I am going to clean up my son's room a little bit, although he should be doing this, but he's only 4, so I just make him make his bed. And then I'm going to tell you about the next mistake. One thing I see so many new private practice therapists doing, which I just wish that I could tell you not to do, would be talking crap about other therapists. Now, I know that none of us are like horribly gossiping all over the place, but the way that I see this come up is oftentimes, especially in smaller communities, you have maybe worked at a treatment center or worked in community mental health with other therapists, maybe some of whom you liked, some of whom you didn't, or maybe you've worked on some cases with people and not like them. And you might have some feelings about that and you might be talking about it. The issue is once you start a private practice, your professional reputation is extremely important. And when someone knows you as somebody who is talking behind other therapists' back, even if you're not doing it in like a super malicious way, it can reflect badly on you. So the line that I want to give you, and if you need more of my scripts, you can check out my scripts book below. So here's the line I want to give you. If somebody says to you, would you suggest referring to this person? Immediately what you're going to say is this: that's probably not who I would refer my own family to, but here's who I would refer my family to. The reason you're going to say it this way is everyone wants to know who you're going to refer your family to, and you're immediately going to pivot the conversation. There's your tip. The next mistake not to make is relying on other people's math, financial calculations, percentages when it comes to planning your own finances for your private practice. Here's what I mean by that. Running a private practice is a business, meaning you need to calculate what your income is, what your expenses are, what your tax rate is going to be, and how much you need to pay yourself and how much you need to save every single month. One thing that I see a lot of new therapists doing is kind of relying on what their supervisors told them. So for me, I know prior to being in private practice, had a 70-30 split in my favor. I was at 70% working for a private practice. And my supervisor at the time told me, and she might have believed this, but she said, look, when you go into making your own private practice, you're not gonna do much better than that anyway. You might as well stay with me. Now, if I had relied completely on just her interpretation of what I might be making, I might honestly still be at that group practice. I was making pretty good money and I liked it there, but I sat down and I did the math and I said, okay, I have 20 clients at that point in time that are paying me X amount of money. At that time, it was $200 a session. I'm going to go out and find an office, which I was paying $1,200 a month for. Take into account I'm in Southern California. I figured out basically what I was needing to pay in taxes, which at that point in time was around 35%. Again, this was in 2016. And then I calculated how much I could be expecting to make each month based on what I thought my caseload would be and based on the fact that I knew how to bring in clients. Doing that math gave me the courage to then leave and open my own private practice. But you can't rely on other people's math. Okay, you need to do your own math. I broke it down really fast right there. If you need me to break it down more step by step, I have an entire module about this in my roadmap course, and I'll link it below. All right, I grabbed my youngest from my mom's house. She was babysitting today, thank goodness. Grabbed my oldest from school, and now we're headed to the park. This day is finally over. We made it to the park. My kids are ready to play, so here's the last mistake you might be making. It is so easy when you first start out in private practice not to hold good boundaries around your practice. Whether that be boundaries around your cancellation policy, your schedule, your fee, how many sliding scale spots you're gonna have available. There are so many boundaries that come up every day in private practice, and you have to have clear policies and procedures around them, and you have to be able to communicate those to your clients. I've learned that if I wanna have afternoons just like this one with my kids, I have to have those boundaries in place. Okay, if you wanna see more vlog style videos just like this one, please tell me in the comments below. This was a new style for me, and make sure to like and subscribe. I'll see you in the next video.